Good morning, good morning. I hope this finds you safe and well, because that is the most important thing. Now, if you're watching this on LinkedIn, you'll see that it had to be scheduled as an event, and that's because LinkedIn's changing live videos, and it means you have to create an event in advance. You can't just sort of schedule and go, there you are, it's live. It's creating friction. So we are seriously considering whether we continue doing this video on the LinkedIn platform, but hopefully we can manage to work with the system and still continue doing it. Because I've been doing this video now since lockdown. We used to do a daily video every work day in lockdown, and that was it was a couple of years I did that, and I gradually cut it down, and the accompanying newsletter, to just 1 day a week. So yeah, what have we got for you today? Because obviously we want to keep things business as usual. Right, the first thing is, and in case you missed it, notice there was actually a major prosecution that was announced at the end of April, successful prosecution by the HSE on a company called, I think it's Industrial Chemicals. Let me just check and see to be absolutely sure. Industrial Chemicals Limited, who were fined £3.8 million plus 125k costs. And they'd had two incidents. One of them was in 2019, where a chap who was offloading caustic stepped into a pool of caustic and lost the bottom part of his leg because the burns were so severe, and has been basically out of work since. Real life-changing injury. The other one was on a different site of theirs in 2022, when another chap got splashed with caustic burns and needed skin grafts. And it's a reminder to all of us that just because we handle chemicals regularly, and I'm speaking especially to those of us who work in the lab, guilty as charged, we are the worst with lab health and safety. Do not muck around with chemicals. Do not make assumptions. If you are responsible for cost assessments, make sure the people actually handling the chemicals know what the things look like, what to do if they're impacted with them. And I think that was part of what happened at Industrial Chemicals. Risk assessments weren't in place, or they weren't sufficient. And I don't think people had really been made aware of what they were handling. That's the impression I get. I may be wrong about that, but the whole thing is quite sort of traumatic to read. Anyway, what I want to do for you is I want to put in a couple of links to the HSE website. They've got a lot of information on COSH. It really should not be anything that people working in chemicals are unfamiliar with, but it's a reminder. There's a lot of advice around there. I'm putting a couple of pages. The first page has links to a sort of guidance document and the COSH Safe Handling of Chemicals poster. The second one that I've just put on has got the link to the ACOP, which is the approved code of practice, which is still live. Now, that may be being withdrawn. I hope not, because ACOPs are really useful. And just a quick reminder on a couple of things about COSH. The first thing is, it does not cover lead, it does not cover radioactives, it doesn't cover biological materials, and it doesn't cover asbestos. So those things are not covered in COSH, okay? At least I don't think it covers infectious materials. So you need to look up, obviously, the Control of Lead at Work Act if you're handling lead or its substances. Asbestos has its own regulations, radioactivity has. So it doesn't cover all chemical hazard. And the second thing is a reminder that the COSH Essentials e-tool has been deprecated, which was very handy, but you have to go through the whole process now. So those two pages have got links to things like the COSH Essentials worksheets and things like that, around specific chemical, specific industry. So I just wanted to remind everybody of that, because we should not be having these kinds of incidents in the UK in this day and age, even if it was a few years ago. Right, get off my soapbox. So the second thing is, you may have seen a lot of congratulatory posts by NGOs on the RAC, the Risk Assessment Committee's decision to classify TFA as reprotoxin. They're also classifying it as PMT and VPVM. And there's a lot of a fuss around that. But what you may not have realized at the same time is in ECHA's weekly newsletter, I'm just going to pop that here. This week's newsletter, they also announced that they've got a proposal for resorcinol as well. So the resorcinol one is for endocrine disruptor for human health category 1, that's EUH 380. So you can see that the risk assessment committee is starting to really, as was promised or threatened, we've got, depending on your perspective, they're starting to really look at the new EUH statements. The new EU hazard classes are starting to come through the process, and we're starting to see these classifications coming through. Now, it is not the end of the proposal. It's still a proposal. It's not been brought in yet. It's got to go through the admin, but it is a straw in the wind if you are using these things. The TFA in particular affects pesticides, and there's a link in today's email newsletter to a chap who's written about pesticides and TFA. It's worth having a read if you are involved in that market. So that's it nearly for me for today. The last thing is our reasons to be cheerful video. And I am just trying to talk and type at the same time. And this is, we're doing in June, we are doing Only Fools and Horses. Oh yeah, it helps if you actually can find the link. Unfortunately, I was so busy laughing at the Only Fools and Horses video that it went on to the next video, and I can't seem to get it back. Bear with me. No, I can't. Let's try this. Yeah, here we are. Right. I have found the link at last. Sorry, it's all a bit. And that's it. Going in this video there. So sorry for it being a bit of a longer video than normal, but like I say, business as usual, despite the changes going on at LinkedIn. They come in, I think, a week on Saturday, but I wanted to be, or Sunday, I wanted to get ahead of the game so that we can carry on with this, because I've been doing it a long time and I love chatting to you. So sorry, some background noise from the video, the Only Fools and Horses video start. My luck. Oh God. However, hopefully things will calm down next week and the week after, and we can get back to more of a normal routine. But you will see them popping up as events rather than just me turning up randomly. So that's it from me for today. I hope you have a lovely day today, lovely weekend, and I look forward to chatting to you again next week on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, which is where all these videos currently go out to. Take care of yourselves. Bye.